Hello, everyone. Today is Tuesday, October the 12th, 2021. My name is Shelley, and this is my channel, Proverbs 31:22, and I am here to start another week of vlogs. So, on this channel, I share about my cross stitch and quilting, life updates, some health issue type stuff. I try not to let that take over too much, but sometimes it does. But anyway, I'm glad you all are here, and I hope you're having a great start to your week. And yeah, today is my younger daughter, Lakin's 31st birthday. Don't know how that happened, but it's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So, I will insert a picture of her here. This is like a, oh, what do you call it? A collage. I can't think of the word if that's not the word, but anyway, of her throughout the years. Not really throughout the years. This is more when she was a baby and then as an adult. So I'll insert that here. And so that's my pretty girl, my pretty baby. So if you're new here, you don't know, but I am working on a quilt for her. It was supposed to be a birthday present for her 30th birthday. I'm still working on it. When I texted her this morning to tell her happy birthday, I texted her again with a picture and said, here is a proof of life photo for your feared dead quilt. So let me go ahead and I'm going to insert that here. It's very large, and so I've had a lot of trouble like wrangling it and getting it from, where I need to work on it to where it needs to be stored. And so yesterday I took some time and I kind of folded it up. So the picture you're going to see is it, folded up. So you won't get the full view of the whole quilt, but you'll be able to see like the back and the part that I'm working on right now that I'm hand quilting. So I will insert that here. And so that is my work in progress for Lakin. And hopefully, we get it done before she's 40, before she's 35. I don't know. So I also worked on this little quilt right here yesterday. This was part of Sew Sampler box in 2018, I believe. I don't remember, but anyway, I took made the center part with what was included with the kit, with the box, and then I had not bought the finishing kit that they offered with the borders, and so I just did my own choice for borders. Now, this is going to be a baby quilt for a little boy. It's not very babyish looking, but sometimes I like to just do sort of a mod baby quilt. So let me show you it with the border. So yeah, I decided to go with that darker kind of charcoal color for the border. And then the back is going to be a gray grunge, which is the same back as the back of my daughter's quilt that I just inserted the picture of. And then binding, I'm not sure. I have a lighter gray that I could use on the binding, or I may just do more of this charcoal because I have plenty of it. Just kind of depends on, I usually don't like to use white or light on a binding, but I may do that in this case just to have something different. So cross stitch wise, I did get some stitches in on Owl Forest Embroideries Hummingbirds. And so this was my hashtag new month, new start 2021, along with Denise at Black Ribbon Stitch Studio. And so I started this at the beginning of October, and basically I just had a goal to put 1 or 2 threads in it each day. I haven't, it's been a few days since I put some threads in it, but I did put some threads in it yesterday, and I do plan to do that as often as I can. So, that's about true to the fabric. Maybe a little bit darker. So, this is a 36 count. I need to look it up. I think it's Ice Blue from Zweigart. And I am using 1 strand of the called for flosses. They're hand-dyed flosses that came with the kit. And I'm doing 1 strand over 2 threads. And so their flosses are very variegated. And so, you know, this is a totally different green than this is. I thought about, you know, trying to color control. I'm just not really that, I don't know, I'm not that mindful, that, I don't know how to describe it, but it's just more than beyond my skill level to do that. Let's put it that way. But these are the flosses, which are, like I said, part of the kit. Oh, gosh, I just love them. Love them, love them, love them. These are my wheelhouse right here. Right there. Goodness gracious. I hope the lighting's okay. You probably would laugh if you could see the setup I have going. So, I'm constantly like struggling to find the right spot to film and to be able to get rid of the glare on my glasses. I know there's still a little bit of glare, but it's not as much as it normally is. Basically because the room, my craft room, has very sheer curtains. And so I bought a while back one of those trifold, you know, like boards for presentations that I could use to shield my glasses from the glare from the windows. So that's helped a lot. Like when I was doing tests earlier, there was a lot more glare on my glasses. So that's helped, but it also may cut down on the light from my chandelier, and I don't want to try to adjust it because I'm afraid everything's going to fall. So I have I still have not been able to afford to get a stand for my new, or a holder for my new iPad. Not new, but newish. And so I have it on a desktop easel that I put it up as far as I could. It still wasn't enough. So I tucked a wool pressing mat behind the iPad, and that tilted it somewhat, but I still needed it just a little bit, but not like the whole thing, just like the top part of it. And so I took my my tailor's clapper, which has a little lip on each side. I put the lip on top of the desktop easel, and just kind of lean the tailor's clapper up against the wool pressing mat. I think I said pressing mat a while ago. If I didn't, that's what I meant, pressing mat. So yeah, that's my setup today. I think it looks okay. I mean, I'm not sure about, you know, the lighting as far as being able to see projects. So I may have to tweak that a little bit. We'll see. So anyway, such is the life of a floss tuber, I guess. So, my other whip that I'm working on this week, and you notice I'm still not used to looking over there to the camera. So I keep looking over here and it's just off. But anyway, the second whip that I worked on yesterday was Elizabeth Weston from Hands Across the Sea. And I'm working right in here in this area. And so I was able to get all the way to the bottom of page 12 on the border. And then now, today, I can start working across over here and then on the bird. So I'm hoping that my allotted slots for her, which was, ends today, I'm hoping that I can get all of that done. If it doesn't, if I can't, then I will go in and add another day tomorrow. And so this is what I've gotten done on her. So this is the bottom of that page. Got all the border done. And, it's all done over here. Now I just got to come over here and start working over here. Now, those flowers don't go fast, really. And then that bird, even though it's just a part of the back of the bird, it's a lot of stitches. It's, confetti all the way. So, not confetti. Like full coverage. It covers every single stitch. So, anyway, I don't know what I'm saying, but y'all get it. So that's what I got done. Let me unfold her on this side so you can see all the way across. And she's sheer enough where I can see through her to see what's showing on the camera. So she stitched on a 36 count hand-dyed linen. Devin over at Strawberry Lane on Etsy dyed it for me, specifically for Elizabeth Weston, because she's stitching it, and when I saw her piece of fabric, oh my goodness, it looked like it was made to go with it. Like that cloth just looked like it was made for that sampler to be stitched on. And so I'm using the Call for DMC flosses with one strand over 2 threads. I did see on Hands Across the Sea's Instagram the other day that they showed someone who's stitching this on a gray fabric, and oh my goodness, it looks beautiful too. So, I don't think it matters. No matter what fabric you stitch this on, it's gorgeous, but I love seeing different things. So, normally on Mondays, I would work on my shabby advent calendar, but honestly, when I got ready to stitch on it yesterday, no, I didn't get ready to stitch on it. I pulled out the hummingbirds first, and it was like, oh, this is Monday, I'm supposed to stitch on shabby advent, and it was like, screw it, I'm stitching on this because this is what I want to stitch on. So once I get Elizabeth done, I may pick up the shabby advent one day this week to put some stitches in that. So that's all I've got for you today. I did want to say, if you're new here, make sure you go back and watch video 69. And that's where I'm doing a giveaway of a couple of bags and a couple of kits. And so I will draw for those giveaways in video 71. So this is 70, and then next video I will draw the names. So what else did I want to say? This is the end of today's recording. I may come back later, probably not. I don't usually do that. Some people who do vlog series videos, they'll come back later in the evening and film again. I'm not usually going to do that. I just don't feel like getting all that stuff set up late at night. If I had some place that was constantly set up for me to film, it might be different, but I don't have that. So that's all I've got for today, and I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow with an update on what I got done. Bye. Hey everybody, I'm back with a little vlog update. Today's Wednesday, October the 13th, and I'm here to show you what I stitched. So, first of all, I did get my this little quilt based, well, no, not basted. I have it just sandwiched. I haven't basted it yet. But I wanted to show you a little something that I started doing a couple of years ago when I was making the Sew in Love quilt for my sister-in-law and brother-in-law. If you haven't seen that, I will insert a picture of that here. And that's one of my favorite things that I've ever made, honestly. But when I was trying to decide how to quilt that, I had several ideas going around in my mind, and I decided to photocopy the page in the pattern where it showed like the full layout. I photocopied that and made several copies. And then I went in with a pencil and drew different designs. And so that kind of helped me decide what I wanted to do. So when I was thinking about this pattern, I had several different things in mind. Like I thought, doing the little, mimicking the diamonds, of course. I also thought about just doing a straight line stitching on each seam, both ways. And then I kind of thought about, when I started drawing one, I thought about doing a combination. So, this is the first one that I started playing with. So I drew the diamonds on there, and then I started drawing like the diamonds on the edges, and then the grid in the middle. I wasn't crazy about it just because I wasn't sure, like on these, how far to go. And so, I mean, it looks okay, but I don't know if I really wanted to do that. But now that I'm looking at it, I don't know, I'm seeing like I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. I think I've got my plan going. So then I just did a one with just the grids, and then I just started playing after I had put the grids, and I really didn't like that. I really didn't like the grids. I thought that the diamonds accentuated it, complemented it enough, or the best. That's what I'm trying to say. So this is the diamond pattern. I mean, and this is, rough. Like, I did start measuring some of these up here. So, I did all of the inside, and then it's like, what am I going to do with the border? That's sort of always a little, I don't know, a difficulty. I thought about, I could find some kind of geometric pattern and maybe hand stitch it. And, that was an option. So then I started thinking about, what if I just like echoed out from these? So I really like that idea. Like, I didn't finish it all the way. I was just kind of playing around with it over here, but then over here it started like melding and, coming together. However, when I got to the quilt and I was going to like mark, like inside the quilt, the center, I can use the stitching lines. I'm going to go 1/4 of an inch away from the stitching lines. But when I'm out here in the border, I would need to have marked lines. And so when I put my ruler on to make the marks, I don't think it's going to work because my piecing sucks. It's just not good. So I really like that idea, and I may end up doing it even if the angles don't match up, but I think it would look better if the angles were matched up. I don't know. It really annoys me when you spend, when I spend all the time and effort that I put into stuff, and then I just don't like the way it turns out, or, it's not it's not executed well enough for me to go forward with whatever I want to do in the next step. So anyway, I'm going to for sure do the diamonds on the inside part, and then I'll decide what I'm going to do with the border. So as far as cross stitch goes, I did put some more threads, lengths of thread into Owl Forest Embroideries Hummingbirds. And I did look it up this morning. This is a 36 count ice blue from Zweigart. And, you know, I measured it just to make sure, because the pattern called for 32, and I was like doubting myself, did I get 32? But I'm only doing one strand, so I'm pretty sure it's 36. So I got out my little measuring thing, and it's actually closer to like 37. So 38, actually. It's closer to 38. Because it was like 19 stitches per inch. So last night we were watching our recording of The Voice from night before last, and so we were kind of sitting in the living room, and I didn't feel like getting up and getting another project, so I just kept going on this one for a little while. So I did put in another length of the green and the pink. And then I said, where do I want to go next? And so I said, I really want to use this pretty blue floss. And so I came down here, and this is the wing of the hummingbird. So I'm loving this so much. Like, let's see, where is it? Right here. So coming down right here and then onto the body. So I went in this morning and kind of divided the chart up. And, I mean, I'm going to finish putting that thread in on him, her, whatever it is. I'm not sure, probably him, because it's got the ruby throat. But I'm going to put that thread in, and then I'm going to move on. I'm going to go ahead and do this whole, what I consider like a border up here. So I've gotten this part done, and I'm working on this part, and then I'll come across and do this. And then I'll come back and I'll do this section with the fuchsias and the hummingbirds. And then this section up here with this little one. And I just sort of divided it up into sections. It just, I don't know. You don't have to do that, but it gives me, I love checking off stuff. That's just the type of personality I am. And so if I can, you know, have goals or like landmarks and can check them off, I love it. So I did braid my threads last night. Love them. I saw someone on Instagram had taken each individual floss that they had and braided each individual. It really does help to keep your threads a little neater. They don't get quite as ratty. And so, you know, give it a try. See how you like it. So, Elizabeth, I did not get my page done completely. And so I'll have to work on her again tonight. So I did come over here and start. I came over here and started stitching, and I realized that I had started putting this part in, but I didn't account for, you know, these extra rows right here. So I had to rip out, it wasn't very much, thankfully, but I had to rip that out. And so I came back in and started putting it in again. I love the subtleness of it. And then I started, I did take some time yesterday afternoon to work on my shabby advent calendar. I'm right here on number 3. And I got more on the house done. So this is an 18 count natural star Ada from Hobby Lobby, and I'm doing 2 strands over 1 square of the Ada. So, you know, white is such a hard color floss to get, I don't know, get your stitches to look neat. So, Devin, she's Strawberry Lane on Etsy. She's the one that hand dyed my Elizabeth Weston, but she's Devin FL over on Instagram. And she posted, I think it was a Prairie Schooler Santa the other day, and, you know, commented on how perfect her white stitches looked. And she said, you know, a lot of railroading. So I tried railroading before and didn't really notice the difference. But it was when I first came back to stitching that I tried that. And so I figured, you know, hey, let me try it again. So last night when I was stitching, it was like, yeah, those do look better. But now that I'm looking at them in the light of day, I'm not sure they really do. Maybe slightly better. Like the ones up here, I railroaded. Down here, I did not. The rest of it, I didn't. But the ones up here, I did railroad. So, I mean, I'll keep doing it. I don't know if it really makes a difference or not for me. I know it makes a difference for a lot of other people. But I'm not sure if it's worth my effort, if it's not going to give me a better result. I did have a couple of shout outs. So, I mentioned some of my favorite floss tubers, and I knew that I would forget, you know, multiple ones. One that I know I forgot is Jody's Creative Corner. I talked about her before. I love all of her stuff. And so, she has, you know, like a variety of things on her channel, not only FlossTube, but she does like dollar store shopping hauls. She does recipes and things like that. So definitely check her out. And then, you know, I'm doing the EMABC sale with the Erica Michaels sampler book. And I've looked on Instagram over and over again, you know, trying to find people who were making this. And I found a handful, but like they would do a little bit of it and then it would kind of fade away and they wouldn't have any more in their feed. And so I found someone yesterday. She just popped up for the hashtag, and her name is Miss Tracy May. And I will put text down at the bottom with her IG handle. But she's doing sampler book, and she shows up close pictures. She shows her little the little stitches that are going to be the holes where the ribbon gets fed through. And she has other pretty, you know, really pretty stitching on there. So I would just definitely check her out. Also, Tiger Lily Designs. She's on Instagram, and she's just recently, since the end of August, I think, started doing floss tubes. So she does for out quilting, making t-shirt quilts, and doing long arm services. She also makes and sells project bags, and she's sort of not exactly in the same style as Debbie Harry. If you watch Brenda and the Serial Starter, you've heard about Deborah Harry. I think it's Deborah or Debbie. She's on Etsy, and she rescues vintage like embroidery and things and turns them into bags. But and I'm drawing a blank on what her name is. I think her name is Christy or Crystal over at Tiger Lily Designs. She makes actual like, you know, the traditional, like what we use, zip up, you know, project bags that have a zipper on the front. And I know she's probably got some other styles that she makes, but that's predominantly what I have seen. So she has some really pretty stuff. She did a sneak peek of something that the stack that she's about to put in her Etsy shop tomorrow. Or, I don't know if she has an Etsy. I think it's just her shop online. But really some really pretty things, and I like her FlossTube. She does some tutorials and type of things, and she has really pretty finishing. And so, really good energy. So I would definitely go and check her out. So that's all I've got for you guys today. My daughter had an appointment in town, and so I had to drop Nathan off at his basketball practice. And Kim's got some errands to run after her appointment, I think, and so I'm going to probably pick him up. So I'm going to try to maybe get this sandwiched quilt actually basted, and then I can start quilting it maybe tomorrow. So I will let you guys go, and I will see you hopefully tomorrow. Bye. Hello, everybody. It's Friday, October the 15th, and I'm here to do my vlog and close out the week for this week. So, hey, I hope y'all are doing okay. We're going out to eat for like a little late birthday celebration for Lakin. Her fiance planned that, and we're going to eat at Rosie's Cantina, which is a local Mexican restaurant. And so I got, you know, a little bit more dressed up than I normally would, a little bit more makeup and stuff like that. I love playing with makeup. So, anyway, I wanted to shout two people out. One is new to me. She's fairly new to FlossTube. She's a knitter as well as a cross stitcher. She has less than 20 videos out. I've only watched like part of her most recent FlossTube, but it came up in my recommended list, and you know, I usually kind of ignore those, but I figured, you know, maybe I should start paying attention to those and check out some different people. But the one that came up was one where she was going through the results of a poll that she did on Instagram, and so that was kind of fun, you know. Like, she asked questions like, you know, would you frog it or fix it? Do you do one-handed or two-handed stitching? Do you use a hoop or a Q-snap? Would you rather change out floss or fabric? Those kind of things. So it was just fun, you know, a little fun poll, and it was fun to see the results of that. So, well, I guess I should tell you what her name is. She's the Stitchy Reader, and that's both here on YouTube as well as on Instagram. So definitely check her out. The next one I'm going to mention, you know, everybody in the world knows about her, I'm sure. If there's any new people, maybe you don't. But definitely check out Lori Holt's channel. And it's just Lori Holt is the name of the channel. She's a quilter, a crocheter, a cross-stitcher. I don't know if she's got anything else she does, but man, oh man, I watched just part of her most recent FlossTube, which was at the beginning of this month, and like the stuff she finishes. And I haven't watched the whole thing, but I was watching Brenda and the Cereal Starter today, finishing their most recent video. I've got like a bunch that I've just like partially watched, but they were talking about like, you know, since Laura went away on that retreat with Lori and they made covered buttons, they're all about the covered buttons. But they were saying that Lori made some with stitching, and so you can see them on the intro to her video. I haven't seen her actually show them up close yet, but like she basically just took like little motifs from different pieces that she stitched and stitched those and turned those into buttons, to covered buttons. Just gorgeous. They had someone else that made project bags for them, I think. And she did like the little floss string with a little cabochon on it, but she actually put like some of the fabric in it. I thought that was real cute. So anyway, check out Lori Holt and the Stitchy Reader, and I'm going to try to start watching some new to me floss tubers that I can, shout out. So, and thanks everybody who's recently subscribed to me. I really appreciate it. I've gotten, a little trickling in, it's just constantly trickling in. So, I love that, I love it because I want to grow my channel. So might work better if I'm more professional on these videos. I don't know. So this is something that I stitched on the last few days, and I did get a page finish on Elizabeth Weston. And this is a finish of page 12. And so she's got these this is another one of the motifs where it's not symmetrical. It kind of makes me a little crazy because I am very much a symmetrical person. But, I, tossed around the idea of, making them mirror one another, and then I just decided to just do it the way she had it charted. So I started on the bird, and yeah, so I got page 12 done. Love it to death. So I sat down yesterday and made out a plan of how I want to stitch this, how I want to attack the pages, with one caveat. So I'm going to go ahead. I was going to move down, but I decided to go ahead and move across, and then I'll move down right here, and then I'll go across, and then I'll move down, and then I'll go across. But, the edge of that bird being just a flat edge, I don't want to leave it like that. So I'm going to try to find some time in my stitching rotation to go ahead and go in and finish him. What I may do is leave it for a little bit of relief from over one, because these birds are over one. God, I'm not looking forward to that. I am looking forward to doing these little flowers, though, because they've got some little long lazy daisy stitches in them. And so I think when I'm working on this bird, I'll probably come over here and finish, just to give my eyes a break. Go ahead and finish the bird. At the very least, I will come in and make it where it's not so even, like right here. So I'd come in and maybe carry this down a little bit, and then carry this down just a little tad shorter, and then this one a little bit longer, so that it's not that straight line, because they do, Nicholas says that it can leave like a little line right there that you'll be able to see. Of course, when you're looking at this huge sampler, I don't know if you're really going to see it, but I don't want to chance it. It's too much work. And Nicola, by the way, is the owner of Hands Across the Sea Samplers, part owner. She has an excellent floss tube as well, so if you don't watch her, check her out, Nicola Parkman. So I did put some more lengths of thread in this little hummingbird piece. And so I am going across right here, all the way across, and then I'll come down, and then I'll do the same thing that I'm planning to do for Elizabeth. So I got finished with these little pink flowers, and then I moved on to these little purple ones. And I love them. I love the flosses. I just love it. Love it. So I'm going to continue for the rest of the month putting 1 or 2. Usually I put 2 strands because I don't want to just use one color, basically. So I did pick up and do some stitching on Newcastle. So I was supposed to have, let's see, I was supposed to have 3 days, I think, on her, but I only stitched on her last night and then again today. And then tomorrow I'm going to move to Jessie Watson. So I probably won't stitch tonight since we may get back a little late. So I'm thinking that, you know, I'm going to put her away. But I'm working right in here and then down this side. So, what I'm trying to do is, like these greens, there's 2 greens. You can't, my greens are real close. You can tell more in person when you're looking at it, but my greens are real close to one another in tone, value. So it kind of blends in, but it still looks good. But anyway, you know, there's only like a few little stitches of these greens. And so instead of, you know, doing this part with that green, and then, or like up here, doing this part with that green, and then, you know, putting my whatever leftover thread back on my thread card, I would like to kind of do, you know, some color completions. So I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to, like, this is all the way over. I did this border all the way over to this edge. So I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to go in and start just putting these in. I thought that's what I was going to have to do. And then I got nervous because I was like, you know, am I just going to count it and trust that I'm in the right spot coming up from here? I probably could. I maybe was just tired last night and didn't feel up to it. And so I did just go ahead and, you know, I came down here and started working on it to use some of those colors. But I did, in between of doing, you know, all this brown, I'm not a brown person, I came down and worked some more on the bird. I love that bird. So gorgeous. I haven't put the eye stitch in yet, so it looks a little weird, but I'm working right here on this wing. And, you know, I could also do, you know, a letter each time I stitch, just to kind of, I don't know, break up the monotony of, you know, just repeating these same motifs. Even though they're gorgeous, it just gets monotonous. So this is, like, this right here is the last one of these, and then it gets to the corner one. So this is the bottom of it. And then I'll just go ahead and take it undone and show you. This is the, I can't see what you can see. That's the edge. So that's it. That's what I've stitched on. And like I said, this coming week I'll stitch on Jessie Watson for, I think I'll allot 2 days for Jessie Watson. And then I will stitch on the EMABC cell. And then I think after that, I'm going to do my November calendar. I need to do that. And then once I'm done with that, the rest of the month, I'm pretty sure, is going to be spent on flea market flowers. And then putting, you know, 1 or 2 strands in on this. Because I really, really, really want to get flea market flowers finished. I probably should have worked on that instead of working on Newcastle, but I just really wanted to stitch on it. I wanted more days on it this week, but it didn't work out because it took me longer to finish Elizabeth than I thought. I may have to tweak my rotation coming in the the months that are coming up. I noticed on my my calendar where I kind of planned out, I had to go back in and change things because I'm not doing it. I'm not doing the pages necessarily in numerical order because I'm going to go down and across and then down and across. So I had to kind of tweak my plans, and I saw in some of the months I had in parentheses 5 days. I don't think 5 days is going to cut it for them, so I'm probably going to have to adjust, and you know, that's no problem. I'll adjust it and you know, it'll be okay. But I really need to get page finishes every month. And I lost a little sheet of paper. I don't know what I did with it. I wrote down my my stitching plan. Let me tell you, I wrote it down and then I ended up writing in my tablet because I knew that I would end up losing the piece of paper. So, let's see. Elizabeth, go to page 1. And so, if I stay on track with finishing a page every month, I will finish this in September of 2023. So, yeah, we'll see. You know, I might decide, hey, I just want to get this done. I'm just going to stitch on that. That's probably not going to happen. Okay, guys, I've rambled long enough. I will let you go. I hope you all have a great weekend, and I will see you guys next week. I love you all. Bye.